Hi there, welcome to United and Everything Football Podcast. It's always a pleasure to come your way with this beautiful podcast. This is somewhere episode 84, 85. We are gradually getting to episode 100. What should we do for you in episode 100? Just tell us. I've left it to you, our cherished viewers. Today I met someone who joined in episode 3 today. Episode 2 actually. And the person was telling me how great the content has been for him. And we know you are enjoying it. We know you love it. So as usual, if you're watching it and you've not subscribed, you're not doing good to us. So help us. We are close to getting to a 2,000 subscribers. So please help us push ourselves there. So remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Please remember to leave your likes. Smash the likes for us. Okay, give us 100 likes and over for this particular video, and also remember to leave a comment in the comment section. All right, so do that for us. Kwame is here with me. We are going to do a very great discussion on the Europa League game we'll be playing against Fenerbache and every other news that has come in between. We'll be picking some few issues apart and trying to discuss them here on United and Everything Football. Kwame, great to have you. Welcome back again to the podcast.
It's good to be back, Kwame. It's good to be back.
Great to have you. Great to have you. So let's make a quick turnaround. When we come back, we'll set the ball rolling for the discussion on the game between Man United and Fenerbahce. All right, thank you very much. We are back here on United and Everything Football Podcast. So let's do a quick one on the game between United and Fenerbahce. But before that, let me show this to you. We have played Fenerbahce 6 times. 6 times. And in the 6 times that we've played them, we've won 3 times and we have lost 3 times. The last 2 home visits, or the last 2 away visits to Fenerbahce in Turkey, we've lost those games. Our Europa League hasn't got off to a good start. As it stands, we have 2 points out of 6. 2 points out of 6. And this is where we currently stand. So it tells you the significance of this game. The last time in our podcast, we told you about the dynamics of this game. There is a lot of ex-United people there. In fact, one interesting dynamic is that the last time we played Fenerbahce, Jose Mourinho, who is the current coach of Fenerbahce, was the coach of Man United in that game. There is the Fred Amrabat, who else? A few United players in there. And also there is Dusan Tadic, who is a former player to Erik ten Hag, also in that team. So
let me add something, another fun fact.
Yeah.
Dick Advocaat was the coach of Fenerbahce, a Dutchman, when we last played them in the Europa League.
Interesting.
And he beat Jose Mourinho, who was then our coach in the Europa League.
This time around, and
funny enough, we ended up winning that competition anyway. The last time we won the Europa League, yeah. So maybe a good moment. Yes.
So a lot of interesting fun facts surrounding the game, but we'll delve into that. But you've sent us your videos. Let's listen to this particular video. Remember, you can always send us your videos, 60 seconds or 1 minute video, telling us what you think, sharing your opinion. It's just an opportunity for you to be a part of the podcast. So always remember. So let's listen to these videos. This video by a fan, Nana Kwame Gezi, who shared his thoughts on the game.
United and Everything Football. This is your guy, Adjian Kwame. On Thursday's match against Fenerbahce, all that we are hoping for is a win. Though we are going to Turkey, I believe that Ten Hag and the guys can be able to pull something out. At least on Sunday, we were able to do something well. A 2-1 victory over a Brentford side, that wasn't easy, but we are happy that we were able to win. On Thursday, we are hoping that we can bring home the win and at least get our Europa League back on track. Glory, glory, Man United. Thank you very much.
All right, so that's a fan sharing his thoughts. And Kwame has been with us on this podcast for God knows how long. He's one of the pioneers within this community. So Nana Kwame, we salute you and thanks for bringing your video through. We hope to see you more in the course of the season. Thank you. So you can also be a part of the show. Remember to send your videos via the email that we've put in the description below. Just go into the description. You'll find the email there, and then you can be a part of the podcast. Kwame, let's set the ball rolling. It's a very interesting situation that we find ourselves. We are Erik ten Hag prides himself as a cup coach, okay, or that's what we've seen him to be since he came to Man United.
He prides himself as a winner of trophies. Please,
winner of trophies.
Let's classify it properly.
A winner of trophies.
He never said he's a cup coach anywhere.
A winner of trophies. Sorry, a winner.
He wins trophies.
He wins trophies. He says everywhere I go, I win trophies.
Everywhere I go, I win trophies.
It's just Ajax. Yes, Ajax. That's in. If we interrogate it, like anywhere I go,
it's not just Ajax. It's at Manchester United as well. He's won trophies at Manchester United.
By the way, he's saying everywhere I go,
two huge historic clubs.
Everywhere I go, you went to Go Ahead Eagles, you didn't win trophy, or did he win?
But what is Go Ahead Eagles? Go Ahead Eagles is nothing.
When you went to Utrecht, did he win trophy?
Utrecht never win anything.
But I am interrogating the statement. Everywhere I go, I win trophies. That's what I'm.
Now you have become an Erik ten Hag against man. You have to relax.
I'm not against him.
You were a worshipper of this man a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Hyping him all over the place, and all of a sudden now you're even doubting his. I go everywhere and win trophies.
No,
he's won trophies everywhere.
I am just interrogating the facts.
If we find after this, we'll probably have to go to Google and check his trophy haul. It probably extends even beyond Ajax. In fact, I'll check.
How Kwame is checking, remember. Leave us your comment. But it's a very interesting game. It's a very interesting situation where we find ourselves in a game against Fenerbahce. And like I've told you, or like we've been telling you, on this podcast, the Europa League format and the new Champions League format looks very interesting. It's a point build-up system. The first 8 qualify automatically to the next stage. Then from the 9th to the 24th team would have to be drawn into a playoff where they will play a home and away game to determine the next 8 teams that will go and join the other teams. If you're looking at the top-seeded teams in the competition, Man United is part of these competition. And unfortunately, we haven't started quite well in the competition, and it's not looking very good. And it's one competition that we will need to get ourselves back on track. Given the way Erik ten Hag has been, especially in away games on European nights, it raises a lot of questions, and it raises a lot of doubt in the minds of people whether Erik ten Hag's team can go on to win. We went away to the Stadio de Dragao, led by 2 goals, allowed the team to come, equalize and score, and then we found a way to draw that game 3-3 in the final minutes of that game. At least we showed character to get a point, but it wasn't good enough. Jose Mourinho against United would want to grab the headlines, would need to make something about himself in this game. And that is something that we would need to avoid. We would need to win this game at all costs in order to put ourselves in a better position. At the end of this round, you would have teams going on 9 points and trying to secure the top 8 place. But all is not lost with us. If you're able to clear this Fenerbahce hurdle, there are other games, I'm not going to say are easy games, but they are relatively not difficult games for us to be able to navigate. But this is Manchester United. We need to find a way to win the game against Fenerbahce tomorrow. They haven't been that great. Fenerbahce is not Galatasaray, as Kwame will say. They are not Galatasaray. They are not the best team in Turkey. But some way, somehow, we've got the quality. We've got the quality to be able to attack this game in a better way. So it's very, very important that we find ourselves in this. Kwame, have you checked?
Yeah, his first trophy was 10 years ago.
And which was?
But there's a but.
Which was
with Bayern Munich's second team in the Bavarian Championship. A trophy regardless. He's won everywhere. Anyway, let's get into the game. Let's get into
Kwame, your thoughts on the game, and how do you think we should approach this game?
See, statistically, before the competition even started, we were made to know that 15 points almost certainly guarantees you a top 8 spot. Very often these permutations come out before every group stage competition. Even with the former group stage competition, they always used to say between 10 to 12 points gets you out of the group as one of the top 2 qualifiers. So in this new format, it's been said that 15 points gets you through. The earlier you get massive points on the board, the better. But unfortunately, we didn't get off to a good start. We should have had at least 4 points on the board. We should have beaten 20 at home, 100%. Porto away is always a difficult encounter for any team in the world.
Yeah.
Be it the Champions League or in the Europa League, it's tough. So I've gotten a point there under the circumstances of which we were in. I take it. But then the massive downer where I literally just gave up on Eric Ten Hag this season was the 20 game. I just couldn't believe that after we had walloped Southampton and Barnsley, we put in a stinker like that. It was a huge downer for me.
Yeah.
But we've come back after the latest international break, and we won a difficult game over the weekend. And you would want to hope that we can build on that. The very next game is probably the it's the toughest game before the next international break, because many will look at the Chelsea fixture as like the big one. But to me personally, I think tomorrow's game, Thursday's game, let me say, it's probably the toughest fixture we have in the next 6 games up until the next international.
Yeah.
And if you're able to surmount this hurdle, I think we'll ride on this. We'll ride on this for the next 5-6 games, because as Cicho said in the previous episode, the fixtures actually do get easier.
Yeah.
And we could actually go on a run if we're able to surmount this Fenerbahce hurdle.
Yeah.
On the game itself, you've already spoken about the dynamics, so we wouldn't get too deep into that. But this is a Fenerbahce team that I think has drawn their last 2 games. They've won 2 out of their last 4. They are highly inconsistent, and they are not the best team in the world, especially when it even comes to European competition. I do not know the pedigree that Fenerbahce has in Europe, but I just know that it's not in any way comparable to their rivals in Galatasaray. What we should do is go there and not create unnecessary headlines with a bad performance and a bad result, because we know there are rippling effects if that happens. United will always be in the news, but of late we've been in the news for very, very wrong reasons.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of a spark with how we'll be able to show a bit of character against Brentford. You don't want us to have another downer before we get into the El Sakiko this weekend between
Lopetegui and
Lopetegui. That's how the game has been dubbed. You want to go into that one with more momentum. You build on what you actually did.
Right.
On the squad, we don't have Bruno Fernandes. Many people have forgotten that he had a red card.
Yeah.
He's not available. Our captain cannot travel. I don't know whether it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, considering the fact that he's not played well this season. But then again, he was the creative spark for us against Brentford and helped us get the winner. He set up Rasmus Højlund and then Højlund to that beautiful chip over the goalkeeper. But that was the winner for the game. It was created by Bruno Fernandes. Funny enough, despite his poor performance this season, he has 5 assists in all competitions. The most assists by any player.
Bruno he's a very funny guy.
Statistics machine. Like, it's Okumfu Donfu, as they call it. He's the one who would take you there. The same person would probably kill you. But you live with it. But we don't have him. So what's our midfield going to look like? Kobe Mainoo is also out. So it's looked like the midfield actually picks itself. It's going to be a midfield that most of us have been clamoring for most part of the season, especially after that midfield debut against Barnsley in the 7-0 win.
Yeah.
It looks like we could have that midfield again if Mason Mount doesn't miraculously recover from somewhere. We bought a dad from Chelsea who never seems to be fit and never seems to play.
Yeah.
But Eriksen, our new McTominay, is going to start. Casemiro played very, very well in the last game. I'm sure he's going to start.
Yeah.
And the only other midfielder who is available and fits is Ugarte.
Yeah.
Funny enough, if Eric Ten Hag wasn't thinking about this midfield before, this is the midfield that is actually very
ideal midfield
for this particular game, because we are going to face Fred, we are going to face Amrabat, who will bring muscle in their midfield. I don't know, energy. Dusan Tadic, I don't know which position he plays now, whether he still plays out wide, but if he's also going to play as a number 10, that's a midfield 3 that rivals our midfield. So you need a bit more energy and a bit more steel in there to be able to win that midfield battle.
Yeah.
And another interesting aspect of when it comes to the selection is what's he going to do in our defense? We saw Lisandro Martinez debut in the league as a left back.
Yeah.
Something we had thought that he would do after experimenting in the Community Shield. We thought, you know what, this is a go-to thing. Remember after the Community Shield, I was saying, I am very, very happy with this new dynamic.
Yeah.
And fans didn't understand what I was trying to say. I was making that comparison between what City do, what Arsenal do with their defenders. Sometimes they line up 4 centre backs. There is a reason for that. If you're going to play an inverted system, sometimes you need those defensive-minded fullbacks who, despite the fact that they can step into midfield, are very much aware that they still have to do a very good defensive job in tracking back, making sure that when we do lose the ball, we are defensively solid enough, and then the turnover doesn't cost us. That's the main reason why they do that. That's the actual main reason. But then again, these centre backs are often technical enough, so much so that when they do go forward, they're still able to cause damage. A case in point is someone like Divadio for City and somebody like Calafiori for Arsenal. When they do get forward, they can still stick the ball at the back of the net. They can still find a cross. They can still do something offensively. Lisandro Martinez showed a lot of that over the weekend, that when he does get forward, he has the football ability to be able to do things on the ball, not a centre back who gets forward and is completely lost. A centre back who gets forward and is completely lost in the forward areas. No. He played very well as left back. Very, very well. We're defensively assured with him playing in that position. But Mazraoui is fit. He came off the bench in the very last few minutes. So you're asking yourself, what's Erik ten Hag going to do? Is he going to keep what had worked in the last game? Or he's going to revert to what ideally he would want?
Yeah.
Like the midfield issue that we've talked about, it picks itself, and somehow it's ideal.
Yeah.
You are hoping, well, I am hoping, let me put it that way, that the defense sort of picks itself. He still keeps Mazraoui either starting him at right back or on the bench, because most people would still say, you know what, Dalot is going to be a go-to guy. I don't prefer Dalot as a starting right back for Manchester United.
Yeah.
I think Mazraoui will do a better job. But if he does go with Dalot, I would still want to see Lisandro Martinez starts as a left back and 2 actual centre backs out of Lindelof, Johnny Evans, and Matthias de Ligt starting in the centre of defense. That's what probably I think he will do. No, he should do, but I don't think he'll do it. That's what. Let me put it that way. I think that's what he should do.
Yeah.
But I suspect Erik being Erik. Once Mazraoui is fit, we're probably going to see Mazraoui at right back, Dalot at left back, and then Lisandro Martinez and Matthias de Ligt in the middle, since Johnny Evans can't play
there is an interesting dynamic, and one key dynamic is the presence of Alan Saint-Maximin. And
he's back from Saudi Arabia to Turkey.
He's in Turkey, and there is also Edin Dzeko, who is also still in Fenerbahce. So these are very key players.
On paper, they have people we are familiar with.
Names that we are familiar with.
But these are some players who are past their
prime,
certain aspects, but then they always make a name for themselves in Turkey. But then these players will be up for it based on the fact that
it's the motivation.
They played against us before.
Exactly. I mean, it's the motivation. It's the motivation.
It's that one game,
different.
It's
it gets different when it's Man United coming around. Your energy gets higher. You begin to feel, and Jose would want to be up for it. Like I've said, he would want to create that headline. He would want to, cause that conversation around certain things and say a few things. I'm sure the press conference will be on, and unfortunately, because of the time we record, we won't be able to give you updates on what both coaches are saying and what the updates are. But the only update we have is concerning Bruno's absence, which is clear and obvious due to the red card. So we are not too sure who's coming, who is not going to be available. But
another dynamic is in the I was not that. I think I was at that midfield, at that defense, goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Alten Bayern there is their former captain. Not just their former goalkeeper, their former captain. And he's been speaking a lot over the past few hours about the fact that, he spoke with Erik ten Hag and he respects his decision not to play him and blah, blah, blah. But you're thinking, in this one special game where he's returning to take, is Eric Ten Hag going to play the compassionate card and maybe start him?
No,
Who knows? Who knows?
no.
I'm just showing it out there.
He won't try that. You know, Eric Ten
It's
Hag.
also something that I don't expect. It's
He
also
won't
something that I
try.
don't
He won't
expect.
try
But
that. I mean,
it's a dynamic you can think about.
yeah, it's a dynamic. But it's a very good dynamic, and it's good that you throw that in, and so that people get to
And then
understand.
the last aspect is in offense,
Yes.
where I think the offense now picks itself. If he's going to go with his best front three, we now know what his best and preferred front three ideally is, despite the fact that Amad Diallo started the season quite well. Let's just admit it, he's tapered off.
Yes.
Tapered off. At the end of the day, dribbles are fine, all that is fine, but you
You
have
have
to
to
put
be
things on the board.
productive. You have to be
You have to
productive.
be productive. You have to put in the crosses. You have to make the assists. You have to score the goals.
It's
And
very
it's
important.
kind of dried up. Garnacho is on it. Garnacho is absolutely on it. Marcus Rashford seems to have found himself again this season. I told you his seasons go as usual. And we are having the up again. Hopefully, we don't have a down next year. But I've told you the reasons for that. The team itself is.
So he's also joining the team in moving
So
in the way the team is moving.
If the team doesn't go like this, he's not going to go like.
And you see,
that's the problem.
And you know what it tells me? It tells me that he is a key contributor to the team going up. He is a key contributor. So the moment he drops off, it affects the team in general.
And that's the problem. The problem is if he drops off,
there nobody there to take over.
It comes to that, Kwame.
Yes.
You have spent 200 million pounds, and our wingers, 200 million pounds on our forward line, and our wingers are Lacarrington. You're asking yourself, Anthony and Ahmad are a combination of 100 million pounds worth of wingers, but none of them should be starting ahead of Rashford and Garnacho. So you ask yourself, what did you spend 100 million pounds on? Your center forwards are Højlund and Zexi. And we are not confident enough to say any of these two center forwards would bang in 20 plus goals this season. We are just hoping that they will do it, but we don't have this conviction. So you're asking yourself, what did you actually spend 100 million pounds on?
Talking about that, let's make some very good conversation about some individual players. And I'll start with Zexi. And I mean, we're very happy with the fact that he came in, scored the first goal. But there is something very peculiar about him and the way he approaches football. For me, I accept it. It's his personality. He looks a lot laid back. He's not that aggressive. When he's trapping the ball under his feet, he's too casual, and it's definitely going to take time. And I feel he has to adjust quickly to the pace in the Premier League, in the competitions that we are playing, and adjust to the team, because most teams in England play very aggressive, very fast, very quickly. You are not allowed time on the ball. I mean, you can watch the Italian Serie A and you see players and how much time they are afforded on the ball. Scott McTominay has gone there and is able to hold the ball and drive forward as if he's... And you dare not try that in England, because by the time you are pushing forward, there is somebody tracking and trying to press you to get the ball back. I'm not saying in Italy they don't press, but if you watch the general play in the Italian Serie A, you get to understand that there isn't so much. That's why players above 30, 40, or 30, 35 are still able to thrive in that competition or in that league, because they are able to, conserve a lot more energy. And Zexi would have to get himself back in the groove, especially if he wants to play in the Premier League. And it's one key thing that he's too casual. It's not that he's a bad player. No, that is not the point I'm trying to make. But he's too casual. He needs to be a lot more aggressive. He needs to find a way to be able to get into, because he gets into very good scoring positions. He's able to make play, good play. He's able to do all of those things. But there are times where you are given a chance, and you could see the chance that Marcus Rashford tried to lay for him. He just couldn't trap the ball well to even make a move, to even go to strike. It's something that I feel is one thing that we need to address. He needs to check himself. Else, Højlund will always start ahead of him, and he would have to come from the bench, and he would have no one to blame.
Coming to that, it is clear that Højlund is our number one striker. It's not even a matter
Upgrade.
of competition.
Yes.
It's not because of what Zexi is going through that we are saying Højlund is our number one striker. Evidently, the number 9 was given to Højlund for a reason. Evidently,
Yes.
Erik Ten Hag has come out to say he's very happy that our number 9 is returning because when our number 9 is on the pitch, he will get us goals.
Yeah.
Zexi has been brought in to be a backup to this player and to offer us an alternative way of playing. It's as simple as that. Yeah. And not to defend him, but I would say that what Erik Ten Hag did say when we signed him was that he needs time to adapt. If you remember,
yes,
he wasn't even starting at the start of the season.
Yes, yes,
he wasn't.
The first 2 games,
the ideal situation was for him to have taken his time to settle into this team, assuming Højlund was fit. Unfortunately, Højlund got injured in the Arsenal game in preseason. He would have started the season with Zexi coming in as a backup striker to him. What happened with Zexi was he came on as a sub for Mason Mount a couple of times in a couple of games. Mason Mount. And he did manage to get us a goal in the first game. We were hoping that he would have built on that by scoring more goals.
Yeah.
But what happened was that he was actually putting in good performances. If you remember the Southampton game, even the Crystal Palace game recently that we should have won and all that. He was playing well, but when the chance did fall on his feet in the box, he wasn't prolific enough. That was the issue.
Yeah.
But what happens when you are not putting the ball at the back of the net in the Premier League is
your confidence.
Then the noise starts. Then the confidence becomes an issue. And then coupled with the fact that the team is not winning the games, but a striker for Manchester United, eyes will then start to fall on you. And when that confidence begins to drop, the ball doesn't even stick anymore. Because one thing we're praising Zexi for, if you remember, it's the touch, the fact that the ball was sticking. So it's not like all of a sudden we are pretending as if we don't remember the ball was sticking. The ball was sticking. It was sticking before. The passes were going before. What we were complaining about was the fact that why don't you rather get into the box quickly? Why don't you put the ball at the back of the net? That was the issue. But over the last few games, the ball isn't sticking. What does that tell you?
Confidence.
It's a confidence issue. It's because you're not scoring. Strikers feed on. He can say he's a 9.5, he's a 10, whatever.
He has to score.
At the end of the day, you have to score. And if strikers feed on goals, as we already know, and the goals aren't coming, the ball will not be sticking anymore. You start to look like a Lukaku. So as soon as possible, right? Whatever opportunities that he gets, since our number 9 is back, and number 9 seems to be on it because Højlund seemed to be on it in the last game. That was just his second start for Manchester United. Let's always be mindful of that. That was only his second start this season, and he already has 2 goals in 2 starts for the club. So he seems to be on it. Zexi is going to get his opportunities, but when these opportunities do come, what we want to see from him is balls hitting the back of the net, and I'm sure he'll just get back to the levels that we saw earlier and even better levels in the future.
Okay, so that's it on the United game against Fenerbahce. If you have any comments, please remember to share with us in the comment section. It's very, very important for us. And the videos too, please remember to keep them coming. Let's talk about FPL and let's wrap up.
This is because you did the last minute comeback, so all of a sudden let's talk about FPL.
But don't you talk about FPL at the end of?
Don't come and talk about it.
When have we not?
Last recording, why did you speak about it?
Because we were hard pressed.
Why did you speak about it?
We were hard pressed for time. That's the whole matter. Today, the game week has ended, so we have enough things to talk about.
When you are able to surmount me by a couple of points, you come and say, let's talk about FPL.
Yes, we'll talk about FPL. Next time when you're on top, talk about FPL. Interrupt the show and talk about FPL. So, our league is still on. You always see it at the top. If you are playing and you are not joining, please remember to join. It's very, very important. Top 10 Amin, Sam Ibrahim Amin guy. He's actually taking our league by storm, and he's been on top of it for about 2 or 3 weeks now. He's doing very, 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 very well. There are some people occupying the top spots that are actually doing well. There's one California Sheriff. He's now second. He's now dropped to second. But at some point, he was top of the league as well. But a lot of new entrants coming in. Buzege Glyn. Hey, Charlie, some names though. Lesanmi Victor, Gideon Jojo, Solo G, Kelvin Ampon, but still, all these people are the people occupying the top 10 position as it stands. As usual, I will trace and go and look for the usual suspects. Hey, where is this gentleman? Ten Hag Tricky Reds. He has dropped to number 62. He thought he was the guy.
In my highs, you never came to talk about this. Anyway.
He had 36.
Let
me show you his team. Let me show you his team. He thought he had cracked the Morgan Rogers. Okay, Morgan Rogers is scoring, so you let me keep quiet on that. He thought Kopama will score. He let Kopama in. They didn't work. He went to bring.
So hold on. So are you here to set me up for trolls or what? Because you're able to pass me back. How many points do you lead me on the table? How many points?
I don't know. Let me check. I'm leading you by I'm on 480. You are on 476. I'm leading you by 4 points.
So that's it. 4 points. It's now yet next week, come and show them the table.
But I'll show. Every day I show the table. You go and
where is it? Where is Sexy Sexy?
Sexy Sexy. That guy. I have to go down there. Hey, Aninkra is at number 88.
As for him, what I'll say to you is, look for him at the end of the season.
Yeah, he's also one of those dangerous guys. There's one of those. I can't see Sexy Sexy. In fact, Sexy is not playing well, so he's just okay. Sexy Sexy is at number 195. How many people do we have on the league so far? We have about 340 people. That's massive. Thanks to you all.
We are very grateful. We are so super grateful for
to you
joining our debut season.
Yes. It's very, very important. All right, guys. So this is how we draw down the curtain for today's edition of United and Everything Football Podcast. We'll be back right after the game against Fenerbache to give you a post-match analysis. So remember to keep your notifications on, subscribe if you've not done that, and bring your videos to
right after the game.
Right after the game. Right, because we record right after the game and it comes the following morning. So right after the game, please bring your videos so we can play it, and then we can insert it into the videos when we are done with the recording. Thank you very much, Kwame. It's great having you. We'll see you on the next one. My name is Kwame. Have a great time, and may we win to put ourselves back in better position to qualify to the next round of the Europa League. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.